experience, you have to have a valid attendance. I'll pull you out if you're not making valid attendance daily.
That's head coach and founder of Berkshire Royals Dodgeball Club, Steph White, explaining to the players, including me, the rules of the training session. Steph has played dodgeball for 14 years and was part of the first ever England women's team. She explained to me her decision to set up the club here in Reading.
I've been playing for a really long time now, I think 14 years, and unfortunately there's not many clubs in and around the area. I was travelling as far as Winchester to train, and tournaments are often in the Midlands, so I wanted something a lot more local and available to the community that I could play with as well.
Steph then went on to tell me about the structure of Berkshire Royals.
It's a really welcoming, fun group of people who are everything from complete and utter beginners to pretty expert players. We play once a week on a Tuesday from 8 till 10 p.m, currently at the Warehouse in Cemetery Junction. And we start off the session with a bit of a warm-up, get into games, and then we'll do drills, fun games, and teach everyone to play dodgeball, and then work on things as a team as well.
But it's not just training that the club members do, they also compete.
We've signed up to one of British Dodgeball's regional leagues, which will be based in Salisbury, and that will mean taking a team about once a month to a regional league where we play other teams from different towns and cities near us. And then there are a number of opens around the country as well, and we've entered the South West Open, which I think is in July, and that's more of a tournament structure rather than a league, and involves quarterfinals and semi-finals and finals if we were so lucky.
Alongside many indoor sports, the pandemic led to the suspension of the Berkshire Royals. Fortunately for the club, it had little financial costs, which made surviving through the pandemic that little bit easier.
Unfortunately, we shut down completely in the pandemic. It wasn't possible or safe to play dodgeball, and we've taken advice from British Dodgeball and the governing bodies and the government at all times to make sure that everything's safe. And only recently, in the last month, we've been allowed to restart. There are slight changes to the rules, specifications on hall size and number of players and minimising any risk and so on. But we still haven't yet competed again, so hopefully that's going to start again in the upcoming weeks. Thankfully, our hall is really generous and supportive, and they helped us to start up by offering us their hall at a really nice cheap price, and again saying that their aim is to help community clubs and charities, and that they didn't ask us for any sort of funding or payment during the pandemic. So we just basically stopped and luckily haven't lost any money or anything like that.
Steph then went on to tell me how the club has bounced back since the reopening.
It's absolutely amazing to be back. We were so excited that we could get back to playing, seeing our friends again, really getting the club off its legs. We'd only really just been up and running for 8 months to a year before the pandemic, so we were only at a starting point then and didn't have an awful lot of members. So it's really good to be able to get lots of people back and enthusiastic, and people seem to be more keen to be doing something now post-lockdown, and actually we've got better numbers than pre-pandemic at the moment.
I then asked Steph to summarise the sport of dodgeball in her own words.
It's a really exciting sport. It keeps you fit, but whilst you're getting fit, you're having fun. It doesn't feel arduous. It just feels like you're just seeing friends and having a muck about. But actually, it's a really great sport. It's very inclusive as well, as I say, so that we've got everything from complete beginners to international players, and try and get everyone involved.
You can just hear on this audio how fast-paced and tactical the game of dodgeball really is. Now, halfway through the session, I did manage to pull aside Josh Wilson, who was a key member of my team that night, but alongside being a player, helped Steph out with the coaching aspect.
So I'm quite experienced, having picked up at uni, so I can kind of guide the newer players into a bit of coaching, try and go through some fun drills and try and get everyone to improve.
Despite the club only being founded in 2019, Josh has high aspirations for the club's future.
Because we're such a new club, we haven't got many kind of league places or where we are in the league system. So if we can kind of get that off the ground and get to be a bit more competitive, And at the same time, if we can get some more players in, that would be perfect, and maybe even kind of a junior club in the future would be really good as well.
Well, having joined in the session, I can tell you that there was a lot of laughter and smiles, alongside sweating and fast throwing. I've definitely learnt to always face forward when playing dodgeball.